Every soul is Gurudasa.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Gurudasa did lot of Kshetradanam, Kshetropasanam, Upanyasam, Sankirtanam, etc. One day, he got the prerana from his guru that he has to go to Kanchipuram. That made Gurudasa very, very happy because the presiding deity of Kanchipuram, Sri Kamakshi Devi, was his Ishta Daivatam and also Upasana Daivatam. He was also instructed to do a vrata for 48 days. He was trying to fix up an appropriate day and time for starting the vratam. His guru, who instructed him, also told him that he will get Sakshatkara of Sri Kamakshi Devi. There was a condition attached to this vratam. He will be initiated into a japa, and the Shakti that is derived from doing that japa had to be spent totally for Loka Kalyanam before the end of the day. Sri Gurudasa took the vow as part of the vratam to go to Kamakshi temple morning and evening to have darshanam. And also he decided to do Upanyasam of Bhagavatam. That was the time when Kanchipuram was experiencing severe drought conditions. It is believed that when one does Parayanam of Virat Parvam of Bhagavatam, it will rain. There are several stories associated with how people benefited by that Vratam, by that Japashakti, but we are going to look into the 48th day of his Vratam today. On the last day of his Vratam, Sri Gurudasa went for Vishwarupa Darshanam of Devi Kamakshi even before sunrise. He came out of the temple after having had darshanam and doing pradakshanam in the prakaram. He was walking along the road in which a senior scholar, well versed in Vedas, was running a Veda Patashala. Boys of different age groups were reciting Veda mantras, and some small children were playing around. Sri Gurudasa was attracted. Ayaskanto Phalasuchika, as Sri Shankara Bhagavatpada says in Shivananda Lahari, meaning as a needle would be attracted by a magnet. Sri Gurudasa was attracted by the Veda mantras and decided to go in and see. It's an old type of a house with the trees in the front yard, a raised platform, a thinnai as we call in Tamil, and a well to draw water from, etc. He went and sat on the platform outside. It was a Monday, Somavaram, and Trayodashi Tithi. It was a Shivapradosham day. The lady of the house came out and saw a stranger, a Tejasvi, sitting there, and she did Atithi Satkaram, Upacharam for him. By way of conversation, the lady informed Sri Gurudasa that one calf in their cowshed was missing since the previous night. The mother cow was not yielding milk since the calf was not fed. That being the Pradosha day, when they do Kshira Abhishekam to Shiva, they use that cow's milk to do the Abhishekam. Since the cow was not giving milk, they were concerned. It was also not to forcibly milk the cow. Sri Gurudasa listened to the concern of that lady carefully. He was observing the children who were playing nearby. Sri Gurudasa called out to a particular child. He asked him lovingly, "Child, have you been doing Trikala Sandhyavandanam?" "Yes, uncle," that child said. "I do it regularly." "Okay. Do you do Gayatri Japama also regularly?" The child said, "Of course, uncle. I do it every day." Sri Gurudasa spotted the child in particular because of the tejas on the face of that child by doing regular Sandhya Vandanam and Gayatri Japam. Sri Gurudasa indulged in some small talk before opening a serious subject. Now that the introduction was over, he asked the child, "Can you do something which will be of great use to someone else?" "Of course, I will do," said the child. Now, Gurudasa told him, "You know that the calf is missing from the cowshed of your Guru's house since yesterday night? I will give you a mantropadesham. If you recite this mantra, the missing calf will come back before sunset." What is this mantram? It is called Kartaviryarjuna mantram. And many people are aware of it. The belief is by reciting this mantram, the person will get back what he had lost. Before giving the mantropadesham, Sri Gurudasa narrated the story of Kartaviryarjuna or Sahasrabahu to get the child interested. He gave the mantropadesham to the child. He assured him that before sunset, he will see the result of his japam. The child, after getting Upadesha, kept looking at Sri Gurudasa expectantly and asked him almost in a whisper, "Can I ask you a question?" Sri Gurudasa encouraged the kid to come out with whatever was in his mind. He asked very hesitantly, "You said if I recite the mantra, whatever is lost will be regained. My father, who went for Purohita Karyam somewhere a few days ago, had not returned home. My mother and everyone in the family are extremely upset and anxious about his welfare. We searched for him everywhere but could not find him. If I do the japa, will my father also come back?" Gurudasa gave the child a blessing, saying that his father will definitely come back. Now, the child was with strong conviction and energy started doing the japam. He had the udvegam to get his father back by his action. He had drida vairagyam, drida sankalpam, with total devotion, shraddha, bhakti, with ekagra chittam, he started that japam. And Gurudasa had taught him how to do Ashtadigbandhanam, Anganyasam, Karanyasam, which asana to sit in and which direction to face, etc. After all, the child was studying in Veda Patashala and trained to follow the rules. It is said that if you sit in the Sannidhi of Kamakshi and do japa once, it is equal to Koti Japam. There is a raised platform in front of her Sannidhi. In that kshetra, where Kamakshi has her Prabhavam, the child started to do the Japam. The child was in Nirjala Upanyasam, had Egakratam, and did Nirantara Japam. As the sun was setting, suddenly the calf came running into the Pathshala with a cry, Ma! And the mother echoing the calf's cry loudly. It was a scene to be witnessed and beyond words. The child who was doing japa shed tears of joy looking at the calf suckling its mother's milk. His happiness at watching the scene was multiplied by the pride of his mantra siddhi. After a few seconds, the child's face became withered, thinking of his father. At the same time, his father also entered the Pathshala and the child spotted him. Father sat on the platform waiting for his son to complete the Japa Vidhi. The child completed it by doing Anganyasam, Karanyasam, and Digvimogaha. He completed the rituals properly before he got up from his seat by doing Sandhyavandaram and Gayatri. The discipline of the kid and the understanding of the father was an admirable feast for everyone in the Pathshala. The father was aware of the value of Digbandhanam, Sankalpam, etc. After finishing the japa, the child went and did namaskara to Guru and Gurupatni of the Pathshala, then to his father, and then searched for Sri Gurudasa, who gave him Diksha. Sri Gurudasa, after giving Upadesha to the child, went away to do his Nitya Karmanushtanas. After finishing this, Sandhyavandaram, he came back to the Pathshala. There he saw a great gathering of the Guru, Gurupatni, Shivachar, his wife and family, and last but not the least, the cow along with its calf. The child went forward to do namaskara to Sri Gurudasa. He also informed his Guru and father about the Upadesha given by Sri Gurudasa and how he did it with full faith, which had brought back the calf and his father. After everyone settled down on the Thinnai, Sri Gurudasa asked Shivachar, the child's father, as to what happened to him to be missing for those days. Shivachar started narrating his side of the story. He had gone to do Purohitam Vaidika Karma to a nearby village. While taking bath in the temple tank, he fell on the steps and hit his head. In that process, he had forgotten who he was, from where he came, etc. The villagers brought him into the temple, helped him recover, provided him with food, etc. Because of his memory loss, the villagers could not do anything more. Next day morning, the temple ritual started with the recitation of mantras. Shivachar, who could not remember any of his personal details, started reciting the mantras loudly and went into the Sannidhi. Villagers observed that he had good knowledge of Agama Vidhis, etc., and hence allowed him to act as the temple priest. On that Trayodashi day, when his son was doing Kartaviryarjuna mantra japam in Kanchipuram, he was running around for the Pradoshakala Puja preparations. The bell that was hanging from the ceiling of the temple hit the head. That banging brought back the memory of his personal details. If God wants to shower his anugraham, even the sound waves act as the medium. This story is an example for this. Once Shivachar realized who he was, he told the other priests that he was doing Kainkaryam at the Kamakshi temple in Kanchipuram. His duty was calling him back to Kanchipuram. Because it was Trayodashi, he left that place thanking everyone profusely. As he was literally running back towards Kanchi, he heard the sound of a calf and realized that it was stuck in a thorny bush. The sound waves of its cry attracted the attention of Shivachar, and he went to relieve the calf from the bush. Once the calf was freed, it came running towards the Pathshala, and he followed the calf from behind. This story was heard by everyone: Guru, his family, and Shivachar's family, and all the students of the Pathshala. Sri Gurudasa was happy that the Japashakti of the last day of his vrata was used for Janakalyanam. The vrata was successfully completed. With a feeling of contentment, he left for the evening darshan of Kamakshi Devi. But it started pouring heavily, which delayed his visit to the temple. Could the rain be the effect of reading Virat Parvam as part of Bhagavata Upanyasam? We don't know. But when he reached the temple, the Sannidhi was closed. Gurudasa was feeling miserable and could not endure the disappointment. He started pleading with Devi as to why he is refused darshanam on the final day. What mistake did he do? Was it a mistake to listen to the story of Shivachar or reading the Virat Parvam which brought heavy rain? He started to recite Lalita Trishati. At that time, the Archaka was getting out of the Sannidhi, moving the curtain a bit. His key bunch got stuck to the curtain and pulled it to one side. The whole Sannidhi was thrown open for Sri Gurudasa to have Ekanta Darshanam. As per Agama Shastras, if such a thing happens, then the Archaka has to go through the entire procedure for him to close the Sannidhi again. They will take the Utsav Murti around the Prakaram and then they will draw the curtain. In that temple, the Utsav Murti is Bangaru Kamakshi, which is very small in size. The Archaka saw that no one else was around. He put the Murti of Bangaru Kamakshi on Gurudasa's right shoulder and asked him to do Pradakshina 3 times. During that process, he got the Upadesha of his Guru also. As his Guru promised, he had Ekanta Darshanam of Kamakshi Devi. He held her Murti in his hand and got his Upadesha in Ashariri form. In that state of Paramanandam, he sang the song Kanchipura Viharini in Thodi RΑGAM. Kanchipura Viharini Amba Kanchipura Viharini Amba Kanchipura Viharini Kanchi Kamakshi Palayamamanisham Kanchipura Viharini Amba Kanchi Kamakshi Palayamamanisham Kanchipura Viharini Vanchitartha Phalapradaini Panchajanya Dhruta Sri Hari Sodari Vanchitartha Phalapradaini Panchajanya Dhruta Sri Hari Sodari Panchopachara Puja Vinodini Panchashat Pitapasini Yogin Panchadashakara Mantrolasini Panchamaveda Sangita Rupini Kanchipura Viharini Amba Kanchi Kamakshi Palayama Manisham Kanchipura Viharini Vachamagochari Ishwari Shankari Mechakangi Mokshapurishwari Vachamagochari Ishwari Shankari Mechakangi Mokshapurishwari Shri Chakrankite Shri Vidye Tava Shri Charana Sevita Gurudāsar Rakshini Shri Chakrankite Shri Vidye Tava Shri Charana Sevita Gurudāsar Rakshini Kanchipura Viharini Amba Kanchi Kamakshi Palayama Manisham Kanchipura Viharini. Let us look at the lyrics of this song. Pallavi is Kanchipura Viharini Amba Kanchi Kamakshi Palayamam Anisham. Hey Kamakshi, O Mother, who is residing in Kanchipuram, please protect me always. Anupallavi is Vanchitartha Pala Pradayini Panchajanya Dhrita Shri Hari Sodari. She is the sister of that Hari, that is Vishnu, who is holding the Panchajanyam in his hand. She gives the fruit of whatever was desired by a devotee. The Panchajanyam symbolizes the 5 elements and is regarded to produce the primeval sound of creation when blown. In Skanda Puranam, Vasudeva Mahatmyam, chapter 12, verse 14, it is said that Panchajanya emerged during Samudra Mathanam, and the conch is the supreme deity of all musical instruments. In the Charanam, Sri Gurudāsa says, Panchopachara Puja Vinodini, 5 items, namely rice mixed with turmeric powder, incense, lamp, flowers, and Naivedyam are used in the puja daily, and Devi is pleased with that worship. Panchashat Pitha Vasini. In Saundaryalahari, 11th shloka, Acharya says, Chaturbhihi Shrikantaihi Shivayuvatibhir Panchabhirapi Prabhinnabhihi Shambho Navabhirapi Mula Prakrutibhihi Chatuschatvarimshat Vasudala Kalashratruvalaya Trirekhabhihi Sadham Tava Charana Kona Parinataha. The next word is Yogini. The 64 angles, along with the Bindu, form the mansion, which is the Vachasthalam of Devi. In Sanskrit literature, the principal yoginis are identified with matrikas. Yogini is Upadhi Sahita Shakti. Each yogini is in one Akshara Swarupam. The Sapta Matrikas are Brahmi, Maheshwari, Kaumari, Vaishnavi, Varahi, Aindri, Chamundi, along with Chandi and Mahalakshmi, form the 9 Matrikas. The yoginis have been represented as the attendants or manifestations of Durga, engaged in fighting with the demons Shumbha and Nishumbha. The next word is Panchadashakshara Mantrolasini. Panchadashakshari mantra has 15 aksharas and are in 3 parts called kutas. It is also known as Kadi Vidya. As per Durvasa Maharishi, the kutas are recognized by their sankhyas. The first kutam has 5 bijam and they represent Panchabhutas. The second kutam has 6 bijam denoting the 6 seasons. The third kutam has 4 bijam standing for the 4 Vedas. He says Bhuta, Rutu, Shruti, Samkhya Varna Viditani. The next word is Panchama Veda Sangeeta Rupini. The 4 Vedas are Rik, Yajur, Sama and Atharvam. Gandharva Veda is a Upaveda of Samaveda, which is related to arts and artistic expressions. One branch of this is music. Music is derived from Vedas. Rig Veda was chanted with 3 notes initially, and later the Suktas extrapolated to 5 notes. While Yajur and Atharva Veda follow 5 notes, in the case of Samaveda, the accent is more on praises and thus extrapolated to 7 notes. By notes, we mean Swarasthanas in a scale. The most elaborate system is found in classical Carnatic music. In Shakti Mahimna Stotram, Durvasa Maharshi says, Vande Vagbhavam Aindavatma Sadrusham Vedadi Vidya Giro Bhasha Desha Samudbhavaha Pashugataha Chandamsi Saptaswaran Talan Pancha Mahadhvanim Prakatayatyatma Prakashena Yat Tadbijam Pada Vakyamana Janakam Shri Matrike Te Param. He is addressing Devi as Shri Matrike. She is in the form of aksharas, which are called matrikas. The expansion of the matrikas gave rise to Vedas, Vidyas, etc. The different languages, their dialects, the cries of animals, chandas, that is meter, saptaswaras, talas, 5 different dhvanis created through instruments, etc. Sound is the expression of Shabda Brahmam, and they start from the bijam Aim, which is a combination of A, I, U and Im. A, I and U are the vowels which give life to the consonants, and Im is that Atma Tattvam which contains everything within itself. So Gurudasa calls her Panchama Veda Sangeeta Rupini. Sri Shankara Bhagavatpada calls her Gati Gamaka Geetaika Nipune. Te Gale Rekhastisro Nanavidha Madhura Raga Karabhuvam Trayanam Gramanam Sthiti Niyama Simana Iva Virajante. Vachama Gochari. She is beyond words. In Anandalahari, Acharya says, Bhavani Stotum Tvam Prabhavati Chaturbhihi na Vadanaihi Prajanam Ishanaha Tripura Mathanaha Panchabhirapi Na Shadbhihi Senanihi Dashashata Mukhairapyahipatihi Tadanyesham Kesham Kathaya Katam Asmin Avasaraha. It means, O Goddess Bhavani, Brahma is unable to extol your qualities even though he has 4 faces, nor Shiva, who has 5 faces, nor Subramanya, the commander of forces of Devas, who has 6 faces, and even Adishesha, who has 1,000 mouths, cannot adequately describe your qualities or praise you. How can the others? In Saundarya Lahari, He says, Tvam pranantum stotum va katham akrita punyaha prabhavati. The next word in the song is Ishwari. As the wife of Ishvara who takes care of all Pashu, she also rules over everything by caring. Shankari. Sham is auspiciousness. Kari, the one who does or brings about Kalyanam everywhere. The next word, Mechakangi, one who symbolizes darkness as well as light. Moksha Purishwari, Saptapuri are a group of 7 kshetras. A pilgrimage to these cities is said to bless the pilgrims with moksham or liberation. Ayodhya, Mathura, Maya, Kashi, Kanchi, Avantika, Puri, Dwaravati, Chaiva Saptataidaha Mokshadaikaha. Shiva Rahasya points to Kanchi as the place where Shankaracharya spent his last days and attained emancipation from mortal coils. The next word in the song is Sri Chakrankite. Sri Chakra is Paradevata's Shariram, Sthanam and Puja Kramam. It contains the Sara of Pranava Mantram, also the Samsara Chakram, and that which has come out of the Aksharas of Panchadashakshari, which is the Moola Mantra. Sri Chakram is the Puja Kramam of Maha Tripura Sundari. This Paradevata's Sri Chakram is Samsaratmakatmakam. The Samsaram is the Drishya Prapancham. This Samsaram is denoted by Kala, Vastu and Desham. Sri Chakram is Kala Chakram, Desha Chakram because Vastu contains both. Devi is seated on the lap of Kameshwara, inseparable as Shabda and Artha. She is Brahma Vidya, Satchidananda Swarupini. She is that Shri Vidya, Shive Kalyana Rupe, that which gives undying happiness. Her charana is Sri Charana because the Lakshmi Kata. She is the protector of that Gurudasa as surrendered to her. Let that Sri Charana of Shri in Kanchipura lead us all to that path of moksham. Thank you.